Good morning, students. Hope you are watching the videos. Now this is video number 16, part 1, chapter 4, refraction of light at plane surface. So students, first of all, what is light is? So in the previous classes we have studied that light is a form of energy which causes in us the sensation of sightness or make us to see the objects. Now light has two phenomena. Light has two phenomena. Light has two phenomena. One is reflection of light. Reflection of light. Another is refraction of light. These two phenomena of light are there. So in the previous class we have studied what is reflection of light. Reflection of light means the bouncing back of the ray of light in the same medium. Like let this is an obstacle and the medium is air. The ray of light will fall obliquely or incidentally and it will form normal and then it will bounce back. So this is your incident ray, this is your reflected ray. So this incident ray with the normal, this is normal. This incident ray with the normal makes an angle of incidence and this reflected ray with the normal makes an angle of reflection. So angle of incidence you have that is equal to angle of reflection. But today our topic is refraction of light at plane surface. So what is refraction of light? So first of all, in order to understand the refraction of light, when a ray of light passes from one medium to another medium, the bending of ray of light takes place. Now this phenomena of light is known as refraction of light. It means that for the reflection of light, only one medium is required. But as far as refraction of light, we just need two mediums and the medium should be transparent. Only then the refraction of light will take place. So first of all, the first point which you have to keep in mind that the medium should be transparent. Medium should be transparent. Now there are two types of medium. Types of medium. One is optically rarer medium. Another is optically denser medium. Now, how do we come to know that the medium is optically rarer or optically denser? Now, after the refraction, if the ray of light speeds up, once again students, after the refraction, if the ray of light speeds up, it means the medium is optically rarer medium. And if the ray of light slows down, it means the medium is optically denser after refraction. So in other words, you can say that in optically rarer medium, the velocity increases and whereas in optically denser medium the velocity of the ray of light decreases after refraction. So this is the boundary of separation between the two media. Let this is air and let this is glass, two medium. Now the refraction of light will take place. Now air, the speed of light in air, that is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. Speed of light in air. This is in air or vacuum. And in water, it is 2.25 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. I am just writing here water only. Then 2 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second in glass. Means different media, the speed of light is different. So in air the speed of light is the most. So it means, as let us compare these two media, air and water. So air is optically rarer medium and water is optically denser medium. So between water and glass, which medium is rarer? Means water is a rarer medium and the glass is the optically denser medium. First of all, so let a ray of light is coming from the source like this. This is incident ray. This is the incident ray. It is coming from the source. When it strikes at the boundary of separation between the two medium, it forms a normal. It forms a normal. Now, with the normal, this incident ray makes an angle of incidence. It is represented with I. Now, when this ray will strike the boundary of separation, partially it will get reflected and partially it will get refracted. Now since the ray of light is coming from air to glass, so in glass the speed of ray of light will slow down or means decreases. So when the speed of light decreases, it always bends towards the normal. After refraction, this ray of light will bend towards the normal, towards this side. So this refracted ray with the normal makes an angle of refraction. Now if no medium is there, so this incident ray will moves like this. Now the angle between the original path of the incident ray and the refracted ray. Once again, the angle between the original path of the incident ray and the refracted ray is known as angle of deviation. Angle of deviation, and it is represented with letter delta. This angle is delta. This is known as angle of deviation. Now in this case, the angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction. So we can find the angle of deviation in this case. This is equal to R minus angle of this. You can find this. Now in the next case, you take another case. Let this is a glass and this is air. It means glass is optically denser medium and air is optically rarer medium. So the ray of light is coming from glass and entering the air. So first of all, once again, let this is the incident ray. It will strike at the boundary of separation between the two media. It will make an angle of incidence. Partially it will get reflected. Now what happens? Now the ray of light is coming from optically denser to optically rarer medium. So the speed of ray of light will increase. So that is why it will bends away from the normal. It will bends away from the normal. But in the first case, the ray of light bends towards the normal. But in this case, the ray of light bends away from the normal because the speed of light increases. Because air is optically rarer medium. And in optically rarer medium, the speed of light increases. So this is the angle of refraction, and this is the original path of the incident ray. And now this angle is the angle of deviation. So angle of deviation. So in this case, angle of incidence जो है that is less than the angle of refraction. Sorry, you can write here angle I minus angle R, and here angle of deviation that is equal to R minus I. Now move to the third case. Again, this is the boundary of separation between the two media. Let this is air and let this is water. Now when a ray of light falls normally or perpendicularly on the boundary of separation between the two media, so without any refraction, it will pass. When a ray of light falls normally, so no refraction has taken place. So in this case, the angle of incidence is equal to 0. Therefore, the angle of refraction is also 0, and the angle of deviation is also 0. So once again, when a ray of light falls normally or perpendicularly at the surface of the boundary, so the ray of light passes straightly without any deviation. Now the next topic is cause of refraction of light. Cause of refraction of light. So we can write due to change in velocity of light, velocity of ray of light when it passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. So this is the cause of refraction of light. So don't forget, student, what is the cause of refraction of light? Due to the change in velocity of ray of light. Now the laws of refraction. Laws of refraction. The incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. You can derive from here. The incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal lies at the same plane. This is the first law. The incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal all lies at the same plane. Now the laws of refraction was given by the Snell's law. This is also known as Snell's law. So there are two laws of the Snell's. One we have discussed. The second is the ratio of sine of angle I to the ratio of sine of angle R, that is equal to constant. That is equal to constant. Even you can write it mu also. Now relation between velocity or the speed of light in a medium, the wavelength of light in that medium, and the frequency. Once again, students, the relation between the speed of light in a medium, the wavelength of light lambda in that medium, and the frequency of light in that medium. So the relation is V is equal to F lambda, and this is the relation. So you can find from here F is equal to V upon lambda. It means that when light passes from rare to denser medium, the wavelength decreases. Since speed of light decreases, what its frequency remains unchanged. Now the refractive index. Refractive index. Refractive index. Refractive index of a medium is defined as the ratio of the speed of light. I am just writing the formula only. Refractive index, ratio of the speed of light, which is represented with C, in air, speed of light in air or vacuum, upon the speed of light in that medium. So this is also known as absolute refractive index. So absolute refractive index is equal to speed of light in vacuum or air divided by speed of light in that medium. So this is what refractive index is. Now the next topic is condition for a light ray to pass undeviated on refraction. First of all, the first point is condition for a light ray to pass undeviatedly on refraction. Just now we have done when the angle of incidence is 0. And when the angle of incidence is 0, the angle of refraction will also be 0. And the second is when the refractive index of medium 2 is same that of medium 1. It is like this. Let this is medium 1 and this is medium 2. When the refractive index is same, so without any deviation the ray of light passes. It will pass straight. This is angle of incidence and this is angle of refraction. So in this case, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of refraction. So there are two conditions when a ray of light pass undeviatedly on refraction. One is when the ray of light falls normally on the boundary of separation, and the second is when the refractive index of medium 1 is equal to medium 2. When you can write refractive index of medium 1, that is equal to refractive index of medium 2. Now the next topic is relation between wavelength. I am just writing it like this. Wavelength in the two media. Suppose if a ray of light frequency f and wavelength lambda suffer refraction from air to medium in which the speed of light is v, then just now we have done. So in air, frequency will be equal to c upon lambda. It is in air. And in medium, frequency is equal to v upon lambda dash. Now students, one important point I am just going to tell you. During the refraction of light, once again student, during the refraction of light, frequency does not change. Wavelength change, speed change during the refraction. What? Frequency does not change. Now why the frequency does not change? Because the frequency depends upon the source from where the light is coming. So from there here, c upon lambda, that is equal to v upon lambda dash. So lambda dash is equal to b upon c lambda. So lambda dash is equal to b upon c lambda. So you can, any numerical can be done from here only. Now factors affecting the refractive index of medium. You must go through these factors like nature of the medium, on less the speed of light in the medium as compared to that in air, more is the refractive index of the medium, since refractive index is equal to c upon v. So physical conditions such as temperature, with increase in temperature the speed of light in medium increases. Now the color or wavelength of light, important factor. The speed of light of all colors is same in air. But in any other transparent medium, the speed of light is different for different color. In a given medium, the speed of red light is maximum and that of violet light is least. Therefore, the refractive index of that medium is maximum for violet light and least for the red light. The wavelength of visible light increases from the violet to the red end. So, refractive index of a medium decreases with the increase in wavelength. Just note on this point. The refractive index of a medium decreases with the increase in wavelength. Now the next topic is Next topic is principle of reversibility. Principle of reversibility. The path, according to this principle, the path of a light ray is reversible. The path of a light ray is reversible. This is the principle of reversibility. The path of the ray of light is reversible. So in order to understand this, let us draw the figure. This is the boundary of separation, and this is the medium 1, and this is medium 2. Let the ray of light is coming from the medium 1, and that medium is air only. So let this medium is water. This medium is water. Now, so the speed of light will slow down. This is air and this is water. And let us consider that a mirror is placed like this, and this ray strikes the mirror normally, and when it will strike normally, so it will retrace its path. It will retrace its path like this. Now student, according to the law of refraction of light, the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2. Once again, the refractive index of medium 2, just see that the ray of light is coming from medium 1 and getting refracted in medium 2. So the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to 1, that is equal to sine of angle I upon sine of angle R. This is the second law of refraction. So student, just don't get confused. Since the ray of light is getting refracted in medium 2, so that is why I have written refractive index of medium 2 with respect the medium 1, that is equal to sine of angle I upon sine of angle R. Now again, this is your I angle and this is your R. Now when this ray strikes normally, you can write normally, then what will happen? It will retrace its path. It will reverse its path. So now the ray of light, after reversing, the ray of light will get refracted in medium 1. So we can write refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2, that is equal to sine of angle R divided by sine of angle I. Now this is 1, this is 2. Now by multiplying equation 1 and 2. So refractive index of 2 with respect to 1 into refractive index of 1 with respect to 2, this is equal to sine of angle I, sine of angle R into sine of angle R divided by sine of angle I. This and this get cancelled. So this is equal to 1, and even we can write this is equal to 1 upon 2. This is what we have to prove, that the path of the ray of light is reversible. This is what principle of reversibility is. Now let us move to the next topic, that is refraction of light through a rectangular glass block. A rectangular glass block. Students, what we have to do, we will take one transparent rectangular glass slab. This is A, B, C and D. Now it has two parallel refracting surface. So what will happen? Let the ray of light is coming from the source and striking the first refracting surface, that is A, B. Now this incident ray with the surface forms a normal. Now since this is air and this is glass, so the ray of light is coming from optically rarer to optically denser medium. So it will get refracted. It will get refracted towards the normal. So this is your angle of incidence and this is your angle of refraction. Now this ray, refracted ray, will strike the another refracting surface, that is C, D. So it will forms a normal. Now this ray is the incident ray for this surface C and D, and let this angle is R1. Now since the ray of light is emerging out, so means it is again coming in air, so it will bend away from the normal. So this ray is known as emergent ray. This ray is known as emergent ray, and this emergent ray with the normal makes an angle of emergence, and this angle of incidence, that is equal to angle of emergence. Note down this point, angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence, because this is air, medium is air, and here the medium is also air. So that is why the angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Now if no slab would be there, so this ray will moves like this. Now this perpendicular distance between the emergent ray and the original path of the incident ray is known as lateral displacement. What it is known as? Lateral displacement. Once again, the perpendicular distance between the emergent ray and the original path of the incident ray is known as lateral displacement. Now, the lateral displacement depends on the thickness of the medium, or this slab. More the thickness of the medium, more is the lateral displacement. Dependence on the angle of incidence. More the angle of incidence, more is the lateral displacement. Now the third factor, dependence on the refractive index. More the refracting index of the medium, more is the lateral displacement. Now students, the next topic is multiple images in a thick plane glass plate or thick mirror. Students, what we have to do, first of all, we will take a thick plane mirror. This is MLNP. This is a thick plane mirror. Point is clear? Now, just an illuminated object, or you can say the burning candle, is taken and it is kept in front of it like this. Let A. It is kept in front of it. So we will take only two rays. First, one ray we will take, that one ray is falling normally like this. One ray is falling normally like this only, and another ray falling obliquely on it or incidentally like this. So students, we have to prove that if an illuminated object is placed in front of a thick plane glass plate, and if it is viewed obliquely, a number of images are seen. Look, these are all the virtual images, because the plane mirror always forms virtual images. So number of images are formed. The object is one, A only, and just see A1, A2, A3, A4. These are all the number of images are seen. Now out of these, all the images, the second image that is A2 is the brightest, while the other are of decreasing brightness. Now the question is, why A2 or the second image is the brightest? First of all, let the intensity of the ray of light, this ray of light is 100%, and let 4% or 6% get reflected and 96% get refracted. Just see, this is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray, and this is the refracted ray. Now, in order to obtain the virtual image, we have to proceed this reflected ray in the backward direction. Just see. So reflected ray produce the virtual image. This is the A1. Now what will happen? As it will move, since it get refracted inside the thick plane sheet, again it get reflected. Just see, get refracted, it strike here and get reflected. Again forms a normal, it get refracted बाहर की तरफ, and then again like this it keeps on moving. As multiple refraction and reflection takes place, the intensity of the ray of light that keeps on decreasing. So at the first surface like B dash, the intensity is maximum. As it moves in the forward direction, its intensity keeps on decreasing. So we can say that the brightness or the image of second जो है that is more as compared to the other. This is just because of decreasing intensity of the ray of light as it moves forward. Because multiple refraction and multiple reflection is taking place, so the energy get wasted. So this is what multiple image in a thick plane glass. Now the next is refraction of light through a glass prism. Next topic is refraction of light through a glass, refraction of light through a glass prism. Clear? First of all, let A, B and C. A, B and C, this is the principal section of the glass prism. Means one side, the face of the prism. A, B, C is the principal section of the prism. A is the angle of prism. Note down, A is the angle of prism, and it has two refracting surface, two slanting refractive surface, AB and AC. So let incident ray of light strike the first refracting surface, that is AB. So it will forms a normal. So glass is a optically denser medium and the ray of light is coming from here, so it will bend towards the normal. It will bend like this. Clear? So this incident ray with the normal makes an angle of incidence I, and this refracted ray with the normal makes an angle of refraction. Let this is R1. Now this ray will strike another refracting surface, that is AC. It means this refracting ray is incident for the surface AC. Again it will forms a normal. Now this ray will forms an angle of incidence for the surface AC. Let this is R2, and it is emerges out. So since here it will bends away from the normal, so it will bends like this. This is your emergent ray. So this angle is angle of refraction, or you can say that the angle of emergence. You can take it I1. Now suppose if no prism would be there, so what will happen? This ray will move in this direction. Clear? And this ray would have coming from here only. Or in other words, you can say that just produce the incident ray in the forward direction and the emergent ray in the backward direction. Now where these two rays will intersect each other's, the angle of deviation will form. Angle of deviation will form. So this is what a refraction of light through a glass slab. Now the next topic is factors affecting the angle of deviation. Factors affecting the angle of deviation. There are four factors. The first factor is the angle of incidence. The second factor is the material of prism, is that on the refractive index. The third factor is the angle of prism, and the fourth factor is color or wavelength of the light used. Now we will discuss the dependence of angle of deviation on the angle of incidence, or you can say that I delta graph. This graph is also for minimum deviation. Minimum deviation. So let along the x-axis take the angle of incidence, angle of incidence in this direction, and along the y-axis take the angle of deviation, angle of deviation in this direction. Now the angle of deviation becomes minimum when the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of emergence from here. When this angle is equal to this angle, this angle becomes minimum when the angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. This is the condition for it. Now the position of the prism with respect to the incident ray at which the incident ray suffers minimum deviation is called the position of minimum deviation. So how we can define the minimum deviation? So actually what happens, first the angle of deviation with the angle of incidence. First let us draw the diagram first, then after I will explain to you. Very carefully you have to draw it. So this will be the angle of minimum deviation. Means experimentally it has been observed as the angle of incidence increases, the angle of deviation, this angle, the angle of deviation first decreases, reaches to minimum value for a certain angle of incidence, and then on further increasing the angle of incidence, the angle of deviation begins to increase. Means first decreases for a certain angle of incidence, and when the angle of incidence increases, the angle of deviation begins to increase. So this is what angle I and delta graph for the minimum deviation. So minimum deviation is given like this. This is equal to A. A is the angle of prism, and 2I means this is when the angle of incidence and the angle of emergence are equal. Now the next, dependence of angle of deviation on the material of prism. Means a prism with higher refractive index produce greater deviation, then the prism has a lower refractive index. Like a flint glass, once again a flint glass prism produces more deviation than a chrome glass prism. Then the next is dependence of angle of deviation on the angle of prism. It is found that the angle of deviation increases with the increase in angle of prism. And the last one factor is dependence of angle of deviation on the color or wavelength of light. The refractive index of a given transparent medium is different for the light of different colors. It decreases with increase in the wavelength of the light. So even you can go through it. So that's all. Thank you very much.